Hello, coin collectors and enthusiasts. Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the world of rare coins and valuable collectibles. Today, we're shining a spotlight on a seemingly humble coin from the United States, the 1985 5-cent coin, better known as the nickel. At first glance, it may look like just another piece of pocket change, but this little coin has a fascinating history and, believe it or not, a potential value far beyond its original face value. Stick with us until the end, where we'll reveal just how much this 1985 nickel could be worth today. Let's take a step back in time to the year 1985. The United States was experiencing a period of economic growth during the 1980s, following a challenging decade. The country was in the middle of a significant transition, both politically and socially, and the world of coins was no different. The 1985 5-cent coin was minted during the Ronald Reagan administration, a time when coins in circulation were designed to capture both American history and culture. The design of the 1985 nickel is one that you may already be familiar with. On the obverse, or front side, is the famous portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. His image has graced the nickel for over a century, symbolizing the country's founding principles and democratic values. Jefferson was one of the key figures behind the drafting of the Declaration of Independence, and his legacy continues to live on in the form of this coin. On the reverse side, we see Monticello, Jefferson's plantation home in Virginia, which has also been featured on the nickel for decades. Monticello is a symbol of Jefferson's contributions to the early development of the United States. The architectural beauty of the building is captured in stunning detail on the coin, making it not just currency, but also a miniature work of art. However, just because this coin has a common design doesn't mean it's a common find in terms of value. Let's talk about what makes the 1985 nickel stand out in the world of coin collecting. First off, most 1985 nickels in circulation today are not worth much more than their face value, 5 cents. After all, millions of these coins were produced, and many of them have gone through years of daily transactions. But as is often the case with coins, there's always a twist. Over time, certain varieties of coins emerge due to errors during the minting process, or some coins are simply preserved in such exceptional condition that their value skyrockets. One thing to keep in mind when searching for valuable 1985 nickels is their condition. A coin in average circulation will likely have seen wear and tear over the years, losing much of its original shine and detail. But if you happen to come across a 1985 nickel in pristine condition, one that has never been in circulation, or has only been lightly handled, it could be worth a lot more. The true value of the 1985 nickel comes when it's found in a grade called mint state. This means the coin is essentially in perfect condition, with no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. Coins like these are rare and highly sought after by collectors, as they preserve the original features and beauty of the design. The 1985 nickel has seen a noticeable increase in value in recent years, especially among those in the highest grades, which is why so many collectors are on the lookout for this specific coin. But it doesn't stop there. There's also the possibility that you could come across a nickel with a minting error. Coins with mistakes, whether it's a double strike, misaligned die, or other unusual features, are incredibly valuable to collectors. These errors are what truly set a coin apart and make it unique. If you find a 1985 nickel with a minting flaw, you could be holding a rare treasure in your hands. It's worth mentioning that the 1985 nickel is part of a series of coins that were produced using a copper-nickel alloy. This composition gives the coin its familiar silver-like appearance, which was a shift from earlier coins that were made of different materials. Over the years, these coins have been studied by numismatists and collectors alike, who value them not only for their rarity but also for their historical significance. Now, you might be wondering, how much could a 1985 5-cent coin actually be worth? While the vast majority of these coins are still in circulation and worth only their 5-cent face value, one in perfect, uncirculated condition can fetch a pretty penny at auction. And if you're lucky enough to have a rare error coin from this year, the value could be much higher. In fact, depending on its condition, rarity, and any potential minting errors, a single 1985 nickel could be worth as much as $45,000. Yes, you heard that right, $45,000 for a single 1985 nickel. This is an incredible amount of money for a coin that was originally worth just 5 cents. If you happen to have one in your collection, or come across one in a coin roll or at a garage sale, it might just be your ticket to a significant payday. So, keep your eyes peeled and start checking those old coin jars. Who knows, you might have an incredibly valuable 1985 nickel sitting in your collection without even realizing it. Top 2 today, we're focusing on a fascinating coin from the United States, the 1994 5-cent piece, also known as the nickel. While most of us don't think twice about this coin, you might be surprised to find out that this seemingly ordinary nickel could be worth far more than its face value. Stick with us until the end of the video, where we'll reveal the incredible amount of money a 1994 nickel could be worth today. Now, let's rewind a little to 1994. It was a year that was filled with significant events and cultural shifts. Bill Clinton had just been elected President of the United States, and the world was experiencing rapid changes in technology, entertainment, and global politics. While all this was happening, the U.S. Mint was hard at work producing coins that would be used by millions of Americans every day. Among those coins was the 1994 nickel, which is actually part of a larger series of 5-cent coins that were first introduced in 1938. But even though this coin has been around for decades, it's the 1994 version that stands out in the eyes of collectors today. The design of the 1994 nickel is the same as it has been for many years, featuring the profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse, or front, of the coin. Jefferson was a founding father and one of the key figures in American history, so his image on the nickel is a powerful symbol of the country's democratic ideals. On the reverse side, we find a depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. Monticello has been the reverse design of the nickel for generations, showcasing Jefferson's legacy and his contributions to the nation. While the design of the 1994 nickel may seem familiar, there's something about this particular year that makes it interesting to collectors. Over time, many coins from the 1990s have become highly sought after, especially in uncirculated or mint state condition. The 1994 nickel is no exception. Most coins that were used in circulation show signs of wear and tear, which means that finding one in pristine condition is becoming increasingly rare. What sets the 1994 nickel apart from others is its availability in higher grade conditions. Coins that have been carefully stored, shielded from the wear of daily use, and protected from scratches or discoloration are known as uncirculated coins. These coins are highly valued because they maintain the original sharp details of their design, making them stand out from coins that have been in constant circulation. If you happen to find a 1994 nickel in perfect, uncirculated condition, it's much more than just a 5-cent piece. It's a collectible with significant potential value, but that's not the only thing that makes the 1994 nickel so intriguing. Some of these coins were also produced with minting errors, which are what makes certain coins truly valuable in the eyes of collectors. Errors can range from simple mistakes like misaligned dies to more complicated issues like double strikes, missing or overlapping designs, or even incorrect metal compositions. These coins are extremely rare, and finding one with a minting error could drastically increase its value. A single minting error on a 1994 nickel could make it worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars, depending on the nature and rarity of the mistake. For coin collectors, error coins are the holy grail. They're one-of-a-kind pieces that hold a story in every tiny imperfection. The fact that a coin made it out of the mint with an error means that it escaped the usual process and made it into circulation. To some collectors, this makes these coins even more special, and they're willing to pay top dollar to add them to their collections. And now, let's get to the most exciting part, the value. Most 1994 nickels that you find today are still worth just 5 cents, but if you happen to have a coin that's been well preserved in mint condition, or if you stumble upon a rare error coin, you could be sitting on a treasure. The value of these coins can range widely, but in the best cases, a perfectly preserved 1994 nickel, or a coin with a significant minting error, could be worth as much as $41,000. Yes, that's right, $41,000 for a single 1994 nickel. It's an amount that seems unbelievable for a coin that originally circulated as a 5-cent piece, but it's the rarity and exceptional quality of these coins that truly make them so valuable. So, if you happen to have a collection of coins lying around or discover one of these hidden gems in your change, be sure to take a closer look. You never know what kind of valuable coin you might be holding. That's it for today's video. We hope you've enjoyed learning about the 1994 nickel and the incredible potential it holds for coin collectors. Top 3 today, we're talking about the United States 5-cent piece from 1990, commonly known as the nickel. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a nickel, nothing special. But trust us, there's a lot more to this small piece of history than meets the eye. Stick around to find out how a 1990 nickel could be worth much more than the 5 cents you'd expect. To understand the value of the 1990 nickel, let's first take a look at its historical context. 1990 was a pivotal year for the United States. The country was at the tail end of the 1980s, a decade of economic prosperity, but it was also entering a time of change with new challenges and global events shaping the world. It was an era of technological advancement, with the early stages of the internet and computers starting to make a big impact. But while these massive shifts were taking place, the U.S. Mint continued to produce its currency in the same traditional way, with designs that had been in place for decades. The 1990 nickel is part of the series that has featured the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, front, side since 1938. Jefferson, the third president of the United States, was one of the founding fathers and played a crucial role in shaping the nation. His image on the nickel serves as a reminder of the core values of freedom and democracy that the country was built on. The reverse of the coin features the architectural masterpiece of Monticello, Jefferson's plantation home in Virginia, which was designed by the president himself. Monticello has graced the back of the nickel for generations, and its timeless design continues to symbolize the early American ideals that Jefferson held dear. While the design of the 1990 nickel may be familiar, it's the condition of these coins that makes all the difference when it comes to their value. Most of the 1990 nickels in circulation have been through years of handling, passing through many hands, and showing signs of wear and age. Coins that have been used for everyday transactions will often have scratches, dings, and discoloration. But there's a twist: in the world of coin collecting, condition is king. A coin that has been carefully preserved, untouched by the wear of circulation, is known as an uncirculated coin, and it can be worth significantly more than a coin that has been heavily used. Coins in mint condition, like a 1990 nickel that has never been in circulation, are prized by collectors because they maintain all the original details, shine, and sharpness of the design. These pristine coins are not only rare to find but also in high demand. The higher the quality of the coin, the more valuable it becomes. So if you happen to come across a 1990 nickel that looks like it just came off the press, you might be sitting on a small fortune. But the rarity of uncirculated 1990 nickels isn't the only factor that makes this coin special. Some 1990 nickels may have been struck with minting errors, which can significantly increase their value. These errors can range from double strikes, where the coin is stamped more than once, to off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned. Even more subtle errors, like missing details or die cracks, can make a coin much more valuable to collectors. Minting errors are extremely rare and are often the key to discovering valuable coins that stand out from the rest. A coin with an error is like a piece of history with its own unique story, and collectors are always on the lookout for these one-of-a-kind pieces. The beauty of these coins is that no two errors are exactly alike, which adds to their appeal. If you happen to find a 1990 nickel with a minting error, it could be worth far more than a standard nickel. And when it comes to error coins, rarity is what drives the price. The fewer the mistakes, the more valuable the coin becomes. Now, you're probably wondering, how much could a 1990 nickel be worth? Well, most of these coins still circulate as 5-cent pieces, and they don't carry much more value than what's printed on them. But when you find one in uncirculated condition or discover one with a minting error, the value takes a huge leap. In fact, a rare 1990 nickel, especially one in mint state or with an error, can be worth an astonishing $42,000. Yes, you heard that right, $42,000 for a single 1990 nickel. This is no joke. While you may still find plenty of 1,990 nickels in circulation worth just 5 cents, the ones that have survived in perfect condition or possess rare minting errors could fetch a price that most people would never imagine. If you've got a 1990 nickel in your collection, it might be worth taking a closer look to see if you've stumbled upon one of these hidden treasures. The next time you come across a 1990 nickel, whether it's in your spare change or tucked away in an old jar, take a moment to examine it carefully. If it looks like it's been untouched by time, or if you notice any oddities or errors, you might just have a coin worth thousands of dollars in your hands. That's all for today's video. We hope you enjoyed learning about the 1990 nickel and its potential to be a valuable collector's item. Top 4 today, we're going to talk about a seemingly ordinary coin, but one that could be worth a small fortune if you know what to look for. That's right, we're diving into the United States 5-cent piece from 2004. You might think this is just another nickel, but trust us, this little coin could be hiding some serious value. Stick with us until the end of the video, or we'll reveal the incredible worth of this 2004 nickel. Let's take a quick trip back to 2004. It was a year filled with change and excitement, both in the world and in the US Mint. It was a time when the US was dealing with the aftermath of the September 11th attacks, and the country was in the midst of a presidential election year. But despite the focus on major global events, the US Mint continued to produce coins that would find their way into millions of pockets across the country, including the 2004 5-cent coin. The 2004 nickel is part of the Jefferson nickel series, which has featured Thomas Jefferson's portrait on the obverse, the front, since 1938. Jefferson, the third president of the United States and a key architect of the country's early years, is a symbol of the principles of freedom, democracy, and independence. His likeness on the nickel has remained one of the most enduring designs in U.S. coinage history. On the reverse of the 2004 nickel, we still see Monticello, the grand estate in Virginia where Jefferson lived. Monticello has been featured on the nickel for decades, symbolizing Jefferson's legacy and his contribution to the development of the young nation. Now, while the design of the 2004 nickel may be familiar to most of us, there's a unique twist to this particular year's coin. This year marked the beginning of a new chapter for the Jefferson nickel, as the U.S. Mint introduced a slightly redesigned reverse side for the first time since 1938. In 2004, the Mint introduced the Westward Journey series, commemorating the 200th anniversary of the Lewis and Clark expedition. The reverse of the 2004 nickel was changed to depict a new design, a representation of the peace medal given to Native American tribes by the explorers. This new design is part of the larger Westward Journey series, which continued through 2005. It's this new reverse design that adds a layer of excitement for collectors. The 2004 nickel was the first in this series, and because it represents a pivotal moment in U.S. history, the exploration and expansion of the American frontier, it's a coin that holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. But the real value of the 2004 nickel lies not just in its historical significance, but in its condition. As with all coins, the value of the 2004 nickel increases when it is found in pristine condition. Most of these coins were used for everyday transactions, so they're often worn, scratched, and showing signs of age. However, if you're lucky enough to come across a 2004 nickel that's been carefully preserved and is in mint state, it could be worth much more than its face value. Uncirculated 2004 nickels are a hot commodity for coin collectors. These coins, which have never been in circulation and show no signs of wear, are rare and highly sought after. If you happen to find a 2004 nickel in perfect condition, you could be holding a valuable piece of history in your hand. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. Coins with higher grades are graded based on factors like the sharpness of the design, the quality of the metal, and the absence of any imperfections. A 2004 nickel in perfect condition could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its quality, but wait, there's more. In addition to the uncirculated 2004 nickels, some of these coins have been struck with minting errors, and that's where the real excitement begins. Minting errors are what set certain coins apart from the rest, and collectors go wild for them. These errors can range from small mistakes like double strikes to more extreme flaws, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or even missing designs. Coins with these kinds of imperfections are extremely rare and can make the coin incredibly valuable. A minting error on a 2004 nickel could mean that the coin is one of a kind, and that rarity is what drives the price up. Error coins are highly desirable among serious collectors, and if you happen to find a 2004 nickel with a minting flaw, you could be looking at a coin worth far more than you expected. The value of a minting error coin can vary depending on the type of error, but the rarer the mistake, the more the coin will be worth. So, how much can a 2004 nickel actually be worth? While most of these coins are still worth just 5 cents, a 2004 nickel in uncirculated condition or one with a rare minting error can be worth significantly more. In fact, depending on the condition of the coin, and especially if it has a valuable minting error, a single 2004 nickel could be worth an astonishing $40,000. Yes, that's right, $40,000 for a single 2004 nickel. It's incredible to think that something as small and seemingly ordinary as a 5-cent coin could hold such immense value. But in the world of coin collecting, condition, rarity, and historical significance are what truly drive the price. So, if you've got a stash of nickels lying around, or if you happen to come across a 2004 nickel in a roll of coins, take a closer look. It might just be your ticket to a small fortune, and that's all for today's video. We hope you enjoyed learning about the 2004 nickel and how it's become a highly collectible coin. If you've got some old coins lying around or come across one of these rare finds in your change, make sure to check it closely. You could have a hidden treasure on your hands. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our future videos on rare and valuable coins. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting!